Good morning, everybody, and welcome to PWR today for April 23rd, 2020. It is a beautiful Thursday morning here in Minnesota. I hope where you are listening to it is beautiful as well. Welcome to PWR today. My name is Andrew Baydala. I am your host of PWR today every Monday through Friday. And however you listen to us, whether it be Podbean, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, we do thank you for joining us. Today's topics: Meathead will join us to review AEW Dynamite and NXT last night. Triple H's 25th anniversary tomorrow night on WWE SmackDown Live. Elias injury that was announced on WWE's The Bump. Impact Wrestling's Rebellion review. And WWE SummerSlam still going on as scheduled for now. This and much, much more as we dive into Thursday morning's topics right here on PWR Today. Before we get into today's topics, what a day today's going to be. Today's the NFL draft. It is like my Christmas. I couldn't be more excited. I'm a Jets fan. I'm intrigued to see where everybody goes, to what teams, what colleges are going to have the most draft picks. But I've heard there's a rumor that we over at PWR might be having a draft as well. No, we're not going to draft football players. I think you know what we're talking about. A little tease here. There might be a PWR draft coming shortly, so stay tuned. Triple H's 25th anniversary tomorrow night on WWE SmackDown Live. Triple H started with the WWE in 1995. There was a bunch of vignettes that he taped. He talked about how to use proper etiquette until his wrestling debut came on April 30th, 1995 on the Wrestling Challenge. Triple H made his WWF at the time pay-per-view debut at SummerSlam where he defeated Bob Holly. His real push began in 1997 when he won the King of the Ring and then formed the original DX with HBK in China, who later had Rick Rude in it. Anybody who's listening to this who hasn't watched the McMahon-Helmsley era or the Evolution era of Triple H is really missing out. The Evolution stuff was fantastic. They were, four of the best wrestlers in WWE at the time, and they really captivated an audience. It was the Four Horsemen in WWE, basically, and man, it was fantastic. I was a huge fan of this stuff in this era. Triple H then went on to do DX again. He had numerous title runs. And if you really look at it, Triple H's biggest pushes, and I know this might sound ridiculous to some people because Triple H had so many runs as champion, but he really didn't wrestle, in my opinion, all that often. From 2010 until 2019, Triple H really, and I know that's 9 years, but Triple H really was here or there because he was trying to do other things. And don't get me wrong, Triple H has numerous accolades, and Triple H I'm a huge fan of as a professional wrestler, but I don't think Triple H gets enough credit for a lot of the things he does both on and off the scenes in WWE, and I'm looking forward to how they present him on Friday Night SmackDown. It screams he should have a match. But maybe they just won't do that and he will just, give us a promo and whatever else because that's probably what's going to happen. Maybe you get a Shawn Michaels appearance as well. Who knows? But I would love to see a match with Triple H in the main event on SmackDown because they are touting this as his 25th anniversary. And I think that goes hand in hand. Elias injury was announced on WWE's The Bump. WWE has announced a storyline injury to Elias. I'll repeat that. It's a storyline injury, which means it's not real. It was announced today on WWE's The Bump that Elias suffered a bruised larynx and broken fingers during the brutal attack by King Corbin on last Friday's SmackDown. So again, this is a storyline injury. That means it is not legitimate. Maybe Elias is suffering from something legitimate and they use this as a way to keep him off television. Maybe he's not feeling well. Maybe that's another reason why they're keeping him off television. Whatever they're using, whatever they're claiming, whatever they're doing, I just hope that when Elias comes back, he gets more than what he has been. I want him in a major storyline. I want him vying for a major title or championship. And I want Elias to be a focal point of SmackDown because he is super talented and, in my opinion, can work with the best of them. So, Elias, whatever comes of this, I hope it comes out in your favor, and I hope that you get more airtime on SmackDown, and I hope that you maybe get a run as a champion. Next, we're going to talk about Impact's Rebellion. So, Impact had a show. It was an empty arena show like most of the professional wrestling that has aired in the past couple of weeks. It kicked off with Tommy Dreamer, Rhino, and a mystery partner, which turned out to be Crazy Steve versus OVE. The match was good. Dreamer attempted a nip-up and needed some help getting it done. He did. All six men worked very, very well together. Rhino can still go, and that's blatantly obvious in this one. Rhino picked up the win with a gore, and the three men celebrated in the ring, and I thought, again, it was a good showing from two ECW legends. And, man, Rhino can 100% still go. The next match that I'm going to talk about is Ace Austin, who is the X Division champion, versus Willie Mack in an X Division title match. Willie Mack in this match went coast to coast, which if you don't know what that is, that's from turnbuckle to turnbuckle off the top, and it was insane. The match was fantastic. Ace Austin is incredibly talented and would be a welcomed addition to any wrestling promotion. Willie Mack wins the championship with a 6-star frog splash, which is his version of the 5-star. It was a great match. Congratulations to Willie Mack on winning the X Division title. We saw a Rich Swann appearance in this and basically said he wants a title shot. So what will come of that, we will see. The main event for night 1, this is a 2-night show, that is Impact Rebellion, was Ken Shamrock versus Sami Callihan. This match was good. They definitely had a cinematic feel, which is interesting, kind of taking a page out of WWE and AEW's book here. It was a fantastic showing from Ken Shamrock, in my opinion. Callihan shined in this match as well. This match ended in a parking lot. Shamrock gets the win after Sami passed out while being in the ankle lock. And I thought this pay-per-view, or this show, was very, very well done for Impact. I think that they have a lot of talent on this roster. Ace Austin. I know Ken Shamrock hasn't been around much in the professional wrestling landscape, but he really did shine here. And Callahan's a great talent. So Impact Wrestling is going to be just fine. And if you haven't watched it, go out of your way to watch it. There are other matches on this show, but with our time constraints, I'm just not going to talk about all of them. But again, watch the show. It was fantastic. WWE's SummerSlam still going on as scheduled for now. The 2020 SummerSlam pay-per-view is still scheduled to take place on August 23rd from the TD Garden in Boston, but that could obviously change due to the coronavirus pandemic. The TD Garden has issued the following response to fans about the event. As of today, we have not received any updates from World Wrestling Entertainment regarding the changes to SummerSlam, so it is still scheduled as planned. Any updates regarding this event will be posted to our website. We also suggest checking WWE's website and social channels for the most up-to-date information. Yeah, this one's tough. I don't think, this is an opinion, I don't think SummerSlam is going to happen in Boston. I think it would be fantastic if it did. I think it's a good jumping off point for people to get out, enjoy something if they want to. Obviously, everything is a choice. So, when people are complaining that I can't believe they're going to do mass gatherings, no one is telling you have to go to any of these things. If you are uncomfortable, and I know many people that are, that's justifiably, you have justified reason not to go to anything if you don't want to. This is a entertainment event. You don't need to attend if you don't want to. If WWE decides to do this, and if Massachusetts and the city of Boston decides to do this, great. Then those who want to attend will attend. I know a bunch of people who will want to attend. That doesn't mean it's for everybody. I totally understand. I can't see this event happening in Boston. I just don't think Massachusetts and the United States is going to be ready for an event that's going to draw maybe 30 to 40,000 people. And I'm not talking about SummerSlam itself. I'm talking about the weekend. So I don't know. I don't think this is going to happen. I hope it does. It'd be nice. We always do SummerSlam, my company and my friends. So it would be nice to be able to have something to look forward to besides walking from our bedrooms to our home offices or our living rooms. But you know what? Everyone's happy. Everyone's healthy. And that's all we could ask for right now. So let's just take things day by day and see what happens. And the WWE is not going to announce a cancellation of SummerSlam because they basically just did everything they needed to do for July. And they're going to take this month by month, just like we all should. Everybody should just take a deep breath, do what you feel is right, and go from there. Right now, we're going to get the man they call Meathead on the line, and we are going to talk about AEW Dynamite and NXT, which aired last night. And boy, do we have some opinions on both of these shows. Meathead, how are you?
Good morning. Hey, happy to see you on a Thursday morning. I'm excited. I'm awake. Let's go.
Yeah, good to have you here, Meathead. Let's go through the quick results for AEW Dynamite. Darby Allin defeated Sammy Guerrero in a TNT title tournament. Kenny Omega defeated Alan Angels. Orange Cassidy defeated Jimmy Havoc. Wardlow defeated Lee Johnson. Brody Lee defeated Justin Law. And the big one that everyone was waiting for, Dustin Rhodes defeated Kip Sabian in the TNT title tournament. What was your biggest takeaways from Dynamite this week, Meathead? And then we'll go through the matches.
A bunch of them, actually. I want to throw out credit where credit is due. We called it on primetime. It was a hangnail that sidelined MJF. We called it on primetime. And Orange Cassidy, he got the victory. It's his first victory on Dynamite.
Yeah, I thought Dynamite was very good. I'd be surprised if they don't win this week. with the whole Dustin Rhodes possible retirement. I really enjoyed Matt Hardy here. I think Matt Hardy gave almost like a Three Faces of Foley vibe here, and I thought that was fantastic. How there's the broken Matt Hardy and there's the actual Matt Hardy. I know he challenged Sammy Guevara, and I look forward to that. Again, I thought AEW was fantastic this week. The main event was good, and I didn't see Dustin Rhodes losing to Kip Sabian. I believe you were on the same page as me from Primetime, where we didn't see Dustin Rhodes losing this week, but possibly next week. Not quite sure on the whole Brody Lee thing. I think he needs to really drop the Vince McMahon thing, and I think he did this week, which was good. But what were your takeaways from the main event?
The main event was, excuse my cough here. The main event was solid wrestling, and what I really enjoyed more than anything else was Chris Jericho commentary, specifically, during the Orange Cassidy match. But Jericho is coming into his own. It's something that he's been kind of thrust into. Jericho was never really the guy that came down to ringside and did commentary. But you give Chris Jericho a chance, and he's working really good with Tony Schiavone too. Schiavone, started calling him Le Champion, and ever since then, Jericho is he's a good partner to Schiavone.
Yeah, Jericho can really do no wrong here on AEW Dynamite, either whether he's on commentary, his vignettes, his in-ring promos, whatever, or his in-ring work. I mean, Chris Jericho is a living legend, and he was fantastic. Again, I couldn't agree more on his commentary. His wit and just the way he just stays in character, that natural heel character was fantastic. Fantastic for me. The Kenny Omega thing was kind of strange for me because I think Kenny is a good talent. It wasn't strange for me in any way, shape, or form other than the opponent who we've never seen got a lot of offense, which goes to show you how much of a solid individual Kenny Omega is to not just bury this guy he faced on Dynamite named Alan Angels. And I thought Jericho was fantastic on commentary during that match, just calling him all sorts of different things. So, yeah, Jericho's fantastic. Do you think there is a future for Darby Allin here in AEW as a world champion?
Are you kidding me? That guy's a star. And there is a possibility. It might not be in the next 2 to 3 years. That guy is a star, and he's everybody wants to be the first them versus the next coming of this or the next coming of that. I see Jeff Hardy in him, but I mean, be the first Darby Allin. So he's a star. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't like the Enigma thing that they give him. I think that should just stay with Jeff Hardy, but I think Darby Allin's super talented. I think Sammy Guevara is super talented. I think both of these guys are going to be main event players on AEW for a very, very long time. What did you think of Wardlow?
Wardlow, we got to see him do more than we have recently. The last time I believe I saw Wardlow wrestle was the build-up to the Cody Rhodes getting his match. Otherwise, we don't see Wardlow except for coming out with MJF. And MJF, obviously down with that serious hangnail. Wardlow, he can work. But, he's, no pun intended, he's what they call in the business a big meathead. He's got to do more wrestling. Did I break the internet with the big meathead there?
No, I was just, do you like meatheads then, since you are the man they call meathead?
So there's two meatheads in the world. There is the meathead that, they refer to like a Wardlow or, gym guys. And then I'm the man they call meathead. I am the guy who's dead from the neck up. I am the Rob Reiner meathead. So, there's the meathead from the gym, and then there's the meathead that I am. Gotcha.
I know Wardlow. I have watched his work before. He is a friend of one of my friends, and I just think he's fantastic. I think he's got a bright future. Obviously, he's not going to do the high aerial moves, although he can. I've seen him do a Swanton bomb, but
sure.
I just think he's got a very bright future here in AEW, and I thought this AEW Dynamite episode was fantastic.
I'm glad to see him working. Like I said, the last time I believe we saw him was during the build-up to MJF allowing Cody to have the match. Otherwise, we don't really see him do anything other than be the muscle, the side muscle, kind of like Deacon Batista was for a long while with Devon.
That's a very, very good comparison with the Deacon Batista and maybe him branching off on his own. I like that a lot. I think this week's episode was way better than last week's. God, last week's main event, as we touched on, was just terrible. The only shining spot for there was Jim Ross. But this week, I think, was far better and far superior than last week, and I think they might have a shot at beating NXT. Speaking of NXT, Dakota Kai and Rachel Gonzalez defeated Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Nox. Jake Atlas defeated Drake Maverick in the Cruiserweight title tournament. Kushida defeated Tony Nese, another Long Island native, in the Cruiserweight title tournament. Mia Yim defeated Jessie Camilla. El Hijo de Fantasma defeated Jack Gallagher in a Cruiserweight title tournament. And the main event, we saw Velveteen Dream and NXT North American Champion Keith Lee versus Adam Cole and Roderick Strong. And I will get to that at the end because there was some trickery there. But NXT started off pretty hot. I enjoyed NXT. The strange thing for me was Drake Maverick got a lot of time. Does this mean, I mean, I know he lost, but is Drake Maverick going to be brought back?
No, I'm not sure what's going to come of it. Right now, they're allowing him the time. I mean, because they let him do the interview after he was released. So, I mean, it shows that he's still kind of there. Drake Maverick, Rockstar Spud, whatever you're going to call him, can wrestle, folks. If you go back in the analogs, or, in the logs, if you will, if you go back and watch TNA Impact, Rockstar Spud won his spot in TNA from a wrestling competition, even though he's done all the other shenanigans. Rockstar Spud can wrestle.
Yeah, very good point. Spud, Drake, whatever you want to call him, can definitely go. The opening match, I didn't understand this mini tank, but that's a story for a whole nother podcast. I don't understand it at all. Finn Balor was attacked and removed. The Jake Atlas versus Drake Maverick match to me was very well done. That cartwheel DDT finish was fantastic.
Yeah.
Kushida can work. Upset to see Tony Nese lose, but I understand it. And then the whole shenanigans with Velveteen Dream and Keith Lee. Keith Lee never really made it to the match, and he was replaced by Dexter Lumis, which I don't understand here. And Velveteen Dream came out with an NWO shirt that basically said over. I thought the match was good. I think, I'm happy to see Adam Cole back on television and in the ring and not from his home. So I thought NXT was good. I don't know if it's going to win the wars this week, but last 60 seconds, Meathead, what do you got? What did you think of NXT?
And I don't even know if there's necessarily wars. NXT was fine. Velveteen Dream is not a wrestler that I find myself pulling for. He's probably a great worker, probably a great guy, just not my style kind of person. I get the Prince gimmick, but it's not for me. It was nice to see Adam Cole. And Adam Cole's a star as well. I mean, he's not as much as a star, with him doing the Adam Cole baby, boom without an arena, the effect's not there. And, I saw it, and, he's into himself, which is part of his character. But, boy, it lacks a little bit without a crowd to go along with him.
Velveteen Dream is fantastic here. I thought he was good. I don't know really much of anything else that he could do that would, distract me from a match, which I thought he did well. Mm-hmm. And he's a star, like you said. He might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I think he's a star. So,
he's a star, sure.
Big thanks to the man they call Meathead for joining us this morning here on PWR Today. You could follow me at TicketDrew on Twitter. My name is Andrew Baydala. I am thankful to be hosting this show for you every morning here, Monday through Friday. You could follow the rest of the PWR crew on Facebook and Instagram at PWR360 Now, Twitter at PWR360, and the website for all your professional wrestling needs and wants and podcasts is www.pwr360.com. Please like, subscribe, and leave us a 5-star review. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. I know I will, and I look forward to speaking with you all tomorrow morning for Friday's edition of PWR Today.